guess once you've got a team silver in the bag, you just do exactly go out there and enjoy it. But it's always that difficulty of how hard do you go with your vault in competition?
Exactly. I mean, it is that kind of piece where you can use all of your adrenaline. It's not like the beam where you've got that smallest minor error that could happen. So Steingruber decided to go with the really difficult first vault and then actually played safe and just did the full twist, but performed it cleanly.
And would you say, I mean, looking ahead into the future, this is a piece that she could really, really excel on, because obviously she's just going to get more powerful, isn't she, as she gets older?
Definitely. She's got the 2 vaults there that she just needs to tidy them up. Actually, during the qualification and team final, they were a lot better. But it's just experience, and like you say, going from winning a team medal last night to straight into a final today, it will have been hard to sort of fight with those emotions.
Yeah, well, we're going to move on now to uneven bars, and what a pedigree we have in Great Britain for this, obviously yourself included. But we actually qualified with 3 gymnasts, but you're only allowed 2, aren't you, in the final?
Yeah, it's really difficult. Obviously, all 3 of them know that they're good enough to be in that European final. And it's the slightest minor errors that could have changed the order. So it was this time it was Tunney and Downie that made the final. It could have been Ruby on a different day. And
Rebecca Downie then, vastly experienced. She has quite a few different routines, doesn't she, that she was go for. So she went for, we think, the easiest, or the easy side of the routine in qualification. Yeah,
she'd had a lot of conversations with Amanda and her personal coach, and Amanda decided for the team that she wanted her to go with the routine that she knew 100% of the time she would go from A to B. And then they did the same with team final. Individual finals, it's a different ball game. It's up to you whether to go all out and take that risk, or whether you go with the simple.
But just bank your place first of all, and then you have the option.
If you mess up in qualification.
Yeah. Well, let's hear from Becky on that very difficult decision.
In qualifying, Amanda wanted me to go for an easier routine. I've never done that strategy before. We've always gone full out on day 1. So it was a bit of a different tactic for me, and it seemed to work. I was really surprised with the score, and I think for the finals I do want to go all out because I've worked really hard to put the big routine together. And it's not a massive change, it's a small change, but it can increase my start value by quite a big amount, so it's quite exciting.
We're a teammate, we don't see each other as rivals obviously on the day. It'll be a bit different, but you know, like whatever happens with both of us, we'll both be happy for each other. It's not like we don't see each other as rivals at all.
Last year I thought it was really going to be my time, but actually when I went into the final I was so nervous, and I think I just put way too much pressure on myself. And then the routine was still very new. I hadn't had long to put it together, and it was a bit of a gamble getting through it, and qualifications just happened to come off, I think, more a bit by luck than judgment, whereas this time I actually feel really prepared. So if it doesn't come off, it's not because I haven't put in the work or I haven't worked hard enough, it's just unlucky, I guess. But I'm feeling pretty confident that hopefully we can end this medal hunt.
Yes, let's try and end this medal hunt, and hopefully the pressure levels will be absolutely right. It'll be very interesting to see which routine Becky opts for in the final. Now, as we are talking about Beth's area of real expertise here, we might as well get an inside track from a world champion, so we put her in front of... this is a different type of apparatus, so good luck everyone with this.
I wanted to try and explain how the asymmetric bars has changed over the years. Gymnasts used to do individual elements on their own. Nowadays, the gymnasts have to connect these skills to get the difficulty value, and you have to be a lot more original. Rebecca Tunney of Great Britain is a perfect example of this. The first element I'm going to show you is something that's very original, and she's the only gymnast to do it. We go the toe on Kachev in a piked position, straight down into the full twisting pack. Now, by adding those 2 skills together, she picks up the difficulty value. The difference between her team final routine and her qualification routine was the fact that she missed 1 connection. I'm going to try and show you this now by showing the 2 different routines. The first element she does is the Shaponikova up to the high bar, then she goes straight back down with the pack salto to the low bar, and then straight back up with the Stolder Shap half turn. In the team final routine, she did the same entry, the toe on Shap, straight back down to the pack, but then she had to add in another Stolder before she did the Stolder Shap half. That's what resulted in the 2/10 lower start value.
So then let's have a look at the gymnast that Rebecca Tunney will be competing against. There we are then. So Rebecca will be second up, the third highest qualifier, and all the way, look, the second highest qualifier, Alia Mustafina, Olympic champion from 2012, the current European champion, and Becky Downie will be going in the penultimate spot. So is that a good order to be going?
With the fact that Rebecca's got so many different routines, it's great because she can make that decision whether she goes with the easy routine, if there's been a lot of mistakes and she knows she can just play safe, or if she needs to produce a lifetime routine and the difficult, she can go with the harder routine.
And so the big question is then, how do you beat Mustafina?
Performance of a lifetime. Mustafina is usually pretty consistent and she's very technically perfect, so Rebecca's going to have to go out, both Rebeccas, with performance of a lifetime.
Well, we are actually going to start with Rebecca Tunney's performance. She's second up and she's following Larissa Jordash, who scored 14.533.
Here's Rebecca Tunney for Great Britain, then missed the Europeans in Moscow with a fractured foot. A real opportunity for her here.
Does the heck mount to get her onto the bars. Great clean handstand to start. The Stolder half, straight into the Jaeger, easily performed. Into the pike toe on Kachev, straight down to the low bar with the full turning pack. Good start to the routine. Here's the Shap, straight down into the pack and straight up to the connection. That's the important connection in this routine. And the last part, the Stolder full, into the back in full, and the smallest little step.
That was a great routine, Beth, wasn't it? That was the routine she would have hoped for. And you can see from Hannah Whelan, Colin Still congratulating her. That's her best routine.
I can breathe now. It's so hard commentating on them.
So this is the very difficult combination. The Kachev piked, she goes up into the full turning pack, so that's two of the most difficult moves linked together, and she'll get good bonus for that. That's how her start score builds. You can see the height into the full turn. She's got to keep her eyes on that low bar. She was a little bit wonky landing on the bar, but she's so strong. And this is the other big connection, the flight to one bar, and they cut the middle bit out, but she got all the connections she wanted. Improving in her handstand shapes, and look, finishes that pirouette right on top of the bar and straight into the dismount. That was a really good effort from Rebecca.
Her coach Claire will be sat at home pleased with that performance.
Well, she put everything into that performance, 14.933. Is it going to be enough to bag her a first medal in a major championships? Daria Spiridonova of Russia, the Russian bars champion.
And Russia are definitely the top nation at this championships on bars. And that super stoop into flight to the high bar. She's very smooth. Half turn, just a very anxious looking coach there. But when you don't put the feet on, when you stoop in and out, it raises the difficulty. That was a lovely front somersault, a little bit of a scrambled half turn. Into a big, high dismount, very clean, very difficult work.
That was an excellent routine. I mean, she got lovely lines from beginning to end. Obviously, there was the smallest little bits where she has to fight for it, and the coach was a little bit anxious on that transition from the low to the high bar. This is the one, but she has go gadget arms, as we used to say, to grab the bar, the stoop in and out into the half turn, into the Jaeger somersault, no problems there, straight armed catch. And here's the toe on Shap, so she puts her feet on the bar so it's a little bit easier. And there's the stoop where you don't put your feet on the bar, and a different angle for the Jaeger. This is the last little bit, the wind up into the dismount, where she uses what most gymnasts use, is the back in full dismount and a great landing.
Well, a very nice landing, and it's given her a score of 14.966. She'll be pretty pleased with that. Now this could be a routine to save her. Alia Mustafina, the defending champion, the reigning Olympic champion. She took bronze on the bars at the last Worlds.
This is the routine we'll all be waiting for. She's the one that's there to take the title, and we'll see how it goes. The stoop full, straight into the toe-on shap half. Great lines. The coach just stepping in, the stoop half into the pike Jaeger. Nice clean handstand. Stolder full, straight down to the low bar. The pack straight into the stolder half. And she knows she's got the last little test. The toe full turn into the back in full and nails that landing.
That was a pretty clean routine.
That was an amazing routine.
That was a pretty clean routine. She's so effective on the pirouettes, and that's where the marks can get lost if you're late with the turns. Judges like to see the turns finish in handstand. Super line in her handstand. She locks the legs together using the stoop action, and super height. No doubting that she's going to catch that. She sees the bar easily. Every handstand has to be held and shown, and she really works with great style. She catches the front somersault with the arms fully straight. That's again something that if the arms are bent, the judges deduct for. And look at that pirouette finished at the top of the swing, immediately into the full twisting double back. She's got a high difficulty level, and I bet her E-score will be high.
Fabulous score from Alia Mustafina, 15.266. Puts her at the top of the standings. Could that be enough for her to defend her European title?
Well, that's the top score we've had of these championships, 15.266.
It is.
And as Beth said, it was the best performance we've seen. But Rebecca Downie now knows that she has to perform the highest difficulty she can here.
For Great Britain, Becky Downie needs to pull out all the stops if she's going to win a medal on the uneven bars.
Now, Becky Downie has given 2 solid performances for the team. Hasn't always done her most difficult routine. She needs it now. The forward elements into the shap, into the Kachev. Fabulous. Beautifully flighted. Watch now the full pirouette. Hits it really well into the stoop Kachev. I'm sure we'll see another big release. Here we go. The second one, straight into the pack salto. She's going for broke. This is the final test. This is tricky. She has to swing turn. She goes the right way. Must hold on and lift this dismount. She does. Absolutely fabulous work from Becky Downie. It's the routine we've been wanting and waiting for.
Look at that emotion.
Do you know what? She has been waiting for that. She's been in so many European World Finals, and you can see she's landed, and it's overcome her. Look, there we start with a great start. The forward toe on, straight into the stolder, and straight into the short clear Kachev. A massive start for that routine, and sets the judges' eyes.
It's such difficult work, Beth, isn't it? And the combinations she uses.
Yeah. The toe on shap. This is right at the end of the routine, straight into the short clear half. Such a hard combination when you're tired. And then this last little bit, the dismount.
And she held her feet on the ground, didn't she?
You can see her British teammates, they've obviously been training with her day in, day out, and they know exactly how much it means to her.
Well, what must be going through her mind? It's the waiting, it's the waiting. It's agonising.
Well, her difficulty was 6.2 in qualifying. She upped it considerably. If they give her everything, it can be as high as 6.6. So let's keep our eyes on it.
And there's only one gymnast to come. So we should know whether she's amongst the medals.
It says it all!
She's gone into the gold medal position. Becky Downie, 15.5. Look at that elation. She is guaranteed a medal. It could even be gold, but the emotion comes pouring out for Becky Downie. 15.5. What an outstanding effort from the British gymnast.
So pleased for her. Obviously, she's had so many injuries and always kept fighting back.
Well, Sophie Schaeder of Germany, the last gymnast on the uneven bars.
Starts with the upstart handstand, into the stoop full, straight into the connected stoop shot, into the shoot down. This is where your connections are going. The toe fold just had to fight it back. And then the stoop, straight into the stoop half. Coach stepping in, the Jaeger somersault, cleanly done. The last little half turn, winding up into the dismount with the back in full. And near perfect landing.
Another very difficult routine. Shader posted a difficulty of 6.4 in qualification, so this routine can go quite high and push into the medals there.
Well, for Becky Downie, the weight is whether she's got gold or whether she's got silver. That's not a bad position to be in, Beth Tweddle, is it?
It's not, but I think I am quite happy to put my money down that she's got that gold medal.
And uses very effectively, Shader, the stoop action. She's a tall gymnast. She was the junior European champion on uneven bars. Lovely lines. She's just had a bit of a fight on that pirouette. Tall, but swings effectively. Accelerates here into her dismount. A favoured dismount, full twist in the double back, but nicely landed and performed.
Well, here is Sophie Shader's score. She's gone into 5th place. That means Becky Downie is the European champion on the uneven bars. What a result for Great Britain. The flags will be raised for Becky Downie. Becky Downie is the European champion on the uneven bars. She takes gold ahead of Alia Mustafina of Russia, Daria Spiridonova with the bronze. Becky Tunney just pushed out of the medals. Rebecca Tunney finishing in 4th place, but Becky Downie is the first British gymnast to be a European champion in the women's since Beth Tweddle in 2011. What a proud moment for Becky Downie. She is the European champion on the uneven bars. She's still sniffing back some tears. The emotion is still there. But she is the gold medalist, European champion, only the 2nd ever British woman to be crowned a European champion.
And she really gave a fabulous performance. She didn't hold back. She went for everything, and she knew she had to by the time her performance came. That's one of the things about going late. She could have performed earlier and thought, I'll go for safety just to get a medal, but she knew to be in the medals, it had already been a great final. She knew she had to go for broke. She did just that, and it took every bit of resolve and skill.
Now she may be blinking back a few more tears. What a moment for Becky Downie. The gold medal around her neck. She is the European bars champion and only the 2nd ever British woman to be crowned a European champion. What an achievement for her.
Becky, congratulations, European champion.
I still can't believe it. It hasn't really sunk in yet. I'm just really, really happy.
What was it like out there today? Because you said you could either play it safe or go big, and you certainly went big.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bit of doubt in the back of my mind this morning. I was a bit like, if I go big and it doesn't come off, I'm going to kick myself. But also, if it does come off, it could be a gold medal-worthy performance. And we warmed it up. It went pretty well in the warm-up. I had one mistake right at the end of the routine. And so, for me, I didn't try to go for that last handstand. I just tried to keep it safe. And I don't know if I got the full start value or not. I haven't even seen the start value of the routine yet. But I'm just really happy it paid off.
It was an amazing score, and to finish ahead of the Olympic champion as well.
Yeah, it's definitely an amazing feeling, and I knew that it was possible. I've worked so hard on the routine, and it was just amazing for it to all come together.
It's fantastic to watch, and just to put it into context as well, people know 2006 was the last time that you won an individual medal at the Commonwealth Games all those years ago. To finally have got one must be amazing.
Yeah, I think you could probably see the emotion. As soon as I stuck my dismount, I knew that it was going to be a medal, but I just didn't know what colour, and I think it was just relief because I've worked so hard for it, and every final that I've missed, it's been harder to keep picking myself back up and telling myself that I'll get there, and that every time I miss again, it's like, is this worth it? But to have this moment today, it means so much to me. I'm just so proud.